DSS submitted 44 reports before Kuje prison attack, Reps Deputy Speaker says. Details on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. Still from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, FARC shares 802.407 billion naira June 2022 revenue to federal government, states and local governments. Details on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. Labour stages pro-ASU protest in states. Details on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune comes with the rider. Honor your agreement with ASU, Autumn tells federal government. ASU strike dangerous, pose threat to nation building, says Ganduje. Falana joins protest, says Buhari, insensitive to Nigeria's plights. ASU rejects plan to hike tuition fees in public universities. Still from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, bandits attack Kaduna's Millennium City, kidnap schools. Details this morning on page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune. Army denies capture of personnel, confirms death of 8 during attack on Guards Brigade. Death of 8 confirmed by the Army. You'd find that story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Details on page 5. Reps move to bar CBN governor, deputies from partisan politics. You find the details of that story on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. IMF.
If the army is admitting that 8 soldiers were killed
in an ambush,
attack on, the ambush on the Brigade of Guards, then it leaves much to be desired, really, because you can't begin to imagine what kind of ambush is that. How big was the scale of the ambush that will have led to we've seen pictures of at least 2 officers, 1 captain and 1 lieutenant. Their family and friends have put up that picture and said, rest in peace. These days, you can't hide anything for too long. The social media will expose it. So I've seen those pictures. These are real army officers and they are now dead. They died in those attacks. The army yesterday tried to explain that because there are still reports of about that some 13 IMIE missing in action, the army said no, nothing like that, and that's when they give the report, according to them, the accurate report of the number of officers that were killed in the ambush. But it leaves much to be desired. And the question we're asking now is this the only attack? Because that attack on the Brigade of Guards, the ambush, was because we're responding to an emergency at the Nigerian Law School in Buhari. Anyway, today is supposed to be the court bar at the law school in Abuja, at Buhari. The body of benchers have moved the event. They have moved away from the law school in Buhari to a nondescript venue in Jabi somewhere, and it's now very low-key, only invitation-only event. I think that is what proactiveness means. You cannot take the risk anymore. The Nigerian Law School has become a target. It was a subject of an attack. Whether it happened in the school or not, soldiers have been killed. So the best thing to do is to take the event away from there. And if you really need to do it, make it look. That's the story we're hearing. The security stories this morning are rampant. In the House of Reps yesterday, the speaker, the deputy speaker who was presiding, because speaker is absent, was saying that before the Kuje attacks, the presidency received 44 security reports from the DSS. Just, I don't know what to say. Because if indeed 44 reports were submitted by the DSS to Aso Rock to say that there's a threat on this prison, and the attack happened on that scale, that very unimaginable scale that broke the prison and over 1,000 people escaped, then we need to begin to ask questions of the people who are working, in the security services. What did they do with the report? 44.
Wow.
So, today I was planning that we will not talk about security too much. We will talk about NLC protests, but you have found a way there to start with Speaker Wase. And he was trying to touch the events at the National Assembly yesterday. They didn't want to talk about it. In the Senate, they refused to discuss the threat to the president. They will not debate it, not in an executive session, not in plenary. They just went to President Buhari's letters, the 3 letters to confirm CJN, letters to confirm directors in the CBN, and letters to confirm INEC Rex. And that was it, they closed work, I was thinking that even an executive session privately, they should discuss, the threat on Abuja, the closure of schools in the FCT, the attack on the soldiers in Buhari, and the flogging of Nigerian citizens in that bush, and eventually the threat by those terrorists that they will abduct Mr. President and the governor of Kaduna. I thought they should have discussed it. No. In the House of Reps, a member attempted to discuss the Okada ban. That was when this deputy speaker was presiding. He played down the motion and threw it out. But that's when he made the comments that we should let the security agencies do their work. Do you know that there were 44 reports submitted? That was when this one came out. Otherwise, we
would not have known.
Yes, it slipped from his mouth. So we expect again that the National Assembly should also do its work. They have huge oversight functions, on the executive, and they should be able to call the executive to order and set them in the direction of trying to, actively involve themselves in trying to nip in the bud of the security crisis we're here in the country, instead of playing lame dog National Assembly, just folding their arms and avoiding to discuss issues because probably they don't want to offend sensibilities of some officers. I mean, they were saying let's leave it to our security agencies. The security agencies are failing. It's the work of the National Assembly to call them to order and redirect them to their jobs.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more, leave a comment and like. Thank you.